October 7, 1930. It is 6:45 in the morning and a cop is walking his beat through a quiet, residential part of Upper Manhattan when he notices a sedan that wasn't there when he passed the area a half hour ago. He also notices blood on the running board. Peering inside, he sees slumped in the back a man who has been shot through the right temple and cheek. He calls the station and detectives arrive. While pulling the body from the car, a cocked .45 falls from the dead man's pocket. Perhaps at the last moment he knew he was in trouble but couldn't react in time. A run of the dead man's fingerprints shows him to be Herbert Irving Roberts, a nationally known criminal. He is about 39 years old and has a record dating back to 1912. He has committed crimes across the country, starting in Washington State and California. After serving a handful of prison and jail sentences, he headed east. In 1924, he did a year in the federal penitentiary in Atlanta for his part in blackmailing a prominent citizen in Cincinnati, Ohio. After his release, he was next arrested in Detroit for a robbery but did no time. His final incarceration came in 1927 when he and a Confederate robbed a cafe in Richmond, Virginia on February 13th. While holding two watchmen at gunpoint, the duo blew the safe and fled with $1,200. Descriptions were forwarded to Washington, D.C. police and the duo was nabbed as they stepped off the train. Roberts was found guilty and shipped off to the state pen at Richmond on an 18-year sentence. But he had no intention of serving his time. On July 3, 1928, Roberts placed a dummy in his bed and hid out in the prison yard until after sundown. Guards fell for the dummy in the bed at the nightly cell check, so, knowing that he had a full night's head start, Roberts managed to scale the 12-foot wall and disappear. Afterwards, it was stated that prior to his escape, Roberts had visitors at the prison who gave him $1,000. Some wondered if that money went to bribe guards. Either way, Roberts would never spend another night in jail. What the desperado did from the time of his escape until he was found slouched in the back of a sedan isn't known for sure. But judging by his clothes and the golf clubs that would be subsequently found in his hotel room, he was doing all right. Police stated that he was somehow involved with Al Capone. He had been in Miami the previous summer and reportedly hung out at Capone's Miami estate. At the time of the murder, Robert's mom, who posed as his wife, was in Chicago. The two of them had moved to New York City and checked into the Monterey Hotel on September 22nd. In addition to his golf clubs, a search of his hotel room turned up 2 additional guns and a fountain pen that shot tear gas. His car was traced to a garage and a full set of burglar tools was found inside. Detectives picked up a showgirl who was friendly with Roberts and his girlfriend. They had met in Miami where she was dating a doctor who tended to Chicago gangsters. She told detectives that she often overheard Roberts and his girlfriend discussing Capone and numerous other Chicago gangsters. Despite being a big news story for a day, nothing ever came of the investigation. Police simply chalked the murder up to a fight amongst bootleggers and let it go at that. If you would like to read about more gangsters bumped off in New York City during Prohibition, please check out these ebooks available on Amazon.com.